I'm Myrrh. Before we get started, Mr. Edward Albert has a few items that we need to take care of here. What are you looking at me for?
Because you look so hot.
Sorry, I'm not your type. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Edward Albert.
Hello, lovely people. My name's Edward Albert, and I play Elliot Page. I'm very lucky to be here. A lady named Paulette convinced me to change a lifetime habit, which had always embarrassed me and made me feel guilty and bad, and all the things that I don't like to feel. Growing up in Hollywood and in the entertainment business, I'd always been taught to keep my distance from family. And like a good kid, I just always accepted what my parents told me. And it never felt right to me. Because, well, when I won my Golden Globe, in my acceptance speech, what I said was how wonderful it was to learn that one of the only true disappointments in my life, which was that as I grew up, I was supposed to leave my family, and I love my family. I found that my family had grown bigger, that every crew that I worked with, that every cast that I worked with, just made it better. And just when I didn't think it could get any better, my family got huge. But I felt so bad about all the wasted years that what I thought I should do would be something that you would like as individuals, that would be a way of saying thank you for being there for me when I wasn't necessarily there for you. Thank you for understanding what we tried to do in Beauty and the Beast, at least for the first couple of seasons. The spirit of the show lived on even then, and it's stronger now in this room. What I thought about, because for me one of the most extraordinary things about Cos's vision was ending a show with sonnets, with William Blake and William Shakespeare and all those bills. I was lucky enough when I was going to UCLA to get a scholarship to Oxford in England. While I was there, while I was there, I studied Shakespeare and was lucky enough to go to Stratford on Avon every week and see the performance. And then all the actors would come up and talk to us school kids. And it truly was a dream. I mean, I felt I was living in a dream. And that's one of my favorite things. So I tried to take part of that dream, cocktail it with a little gratitude to you all. And although life for me these days seems very, very swift and very full, to try to find some time to do a couple of things, like I said, to say thank you. One of them is an audio cassette of sonnets that I brought with me. I made some copies for you guys. The other thing that I didn't get quite finished is a video. And in the video is actually even more magical to my heart, because what I'm doing for the first time is I live at a very magical place with the ocean and canyons and mountains and the most beautiful waterfalls in Southern California. I mean, it's paradise. And I've always wanted to just walk through the canyons and the hills and take pictures of hawks and the waterfall, and so I'm going to do it for y'all. And every once in a while I'm going to sneak in a little Shakespeare. That's still coming. But the other thing, I mean, you got to have a sense of humor when you're in this profession, because essentially, aside from a handful of people who can bankroll a film, we're all just working actors, you know? And there's tremendous pride in a lot of it that a lot of us have, just to survive. Historically, 97% of the Screen Actors Guild does not earn their living acting. They wait tables, key punch PBX, drive hacks, whatever. So one of the things that I did was bring a couple of tapes. I was doing a film some years ago in Yugoslavia, and it was pretty boring, so what we used to do is get all the actors, a big cast. We'd get our friends back home to send cassettes of our worst films. And we would have what we called Ugly Night. Well, I put some of the worst scenes in some of those worst films together as a sort of an evil twin to the actor's video resume, because what's taken over from the traditional 8x10 glossy is what's called a video resume, where you have 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 12 minutes, if you dare. The attention span of these people is not long. Of what you feel are your gaudiest turns. And you hope that they will see you, you know, oh, look at him in a beard. Oh, look at him clean shaven. Oh, look at him. And hire your butt. Sometimes it works, mostly it doesn't. Anyway, I got 2 tapes. The good ones and the bad ones. And one of the things that I would like to do for Pediatric AIDS is to auction those and show them to whoever the top, Paulette, where are you? How many did you decide? How many can fit in my little compartment that I'm living in? 20. Okay. 20 of you poor folks. To my place, Chez Moi, and look at these video resumes, which heretofore have only been seen by industry people. And they're interesting in a sense. Pardon the sort of unabashed ego this implies. But I have 3 video resumes of the good ones, from like the middle-late 70s through the 80s, and one for the 90s. And they're interesting to me in that they show changes and progressions, and I've always tried to make each character very different, to my agent's horror, because you think, well, you get more work if you just be Clint Eastwood all the time. And that's no fun for me, and I'm, as my sweet dear Saint Anne Carmen used to say, afflicted by severe mischievosity. Boy, was she right. Anyway, the Pediatric AIDS Outreach Nursery is in dire straits. They work with 130 children who are foster children, have no families, no brothers, no sisters, no family, no future. And they have been working out of a church. They have to move. And they've got no place to go. And they got no money.